Imagine waking up to a sky that has turned black. Not night, not a storm, but something thicker, heavier. The birds have stopped singing. The sun never rises, and every breath tastes like sulfur and ash. For the people of this city, this wasn't a nightmare. It was their last Tuesday. They didn't know it yet, but history had already ended. Before the darkness came, this was a city of color and noise and life. Markets spilled into the streets. Fresh bread steamed in the morning air. Children ran barefoot across stone paths, still warm from yesterday's sun. The walls were painted with stories, gods who protected them, monsters that stayed buried, and above everything stood the mountain. Massive, silent, ancient. A shape so familiar it had become invisible. No one feared it. Generations had been born beneath its shadow. Generations had died there too. And the mountain had never moved. It felt eternal. That was the lie. It began with the animals. Dogs refused to enter the streets. Horses pulled against their reins until their mouths bled. Birds fled the city hours before dawn, vanishing into the dark. Then came the tremors. At first, they were small. A cup rattling on a table, a lamp swaying just enough to be noticed. People laughed them off, but the ground did not stop shaking. By nightfall, the wells tasted bitter. The air burned the throat, and from deep beneath the stone streets came a sound no one could explain. A low, endless growl, not thunder, not wind, something alive. The mountain was waking up. At dawn, the sky exploded, not with fire, with stone. Ash fell like black snow, thick enough to choke infants in their sleep. Roofs collapsed under the weight. Streets vanished in minutes. Daylight disappeared. People lit torches at noon and watched the flames struggle to stay alive in the poisoned air. Then came the lightning, blue and violent, flashing inside the ash cloud itself, as if the sky were tearing open from within. And then, the sound. A roar so deep it swallowed every prayer, every scream, every thought. The mountain exhaled. What followed was not lava. It was worse. A wall of superheated gas, ash, and stone raced down the slopes faster than any human could run. Hotter than boiling water, denser than air, moving at the speed of death. Those closest did not burn. They vanished. Their lungs collapsed in a single breath. Their bodies froze mid-movement. People ran, but there was nowhere to go. Mothers wrapped children in wet blankets that turned to steam in seconds. Men slammed doors shut as ash buried homes alive. Some were found centuries later, preserved exactly as they had fallen. Hands covering mouths, faces twisted, not in pain, but in shock. They weren't screaming. They didn't have time. The city was erased, not over centuries, not over generations, over hours. But the horror did not end when the mountain fell silent. Ash climbed higher than storms, higher than birds. It spread across continents. The sun dimmed. Summers turned cold. Winters refused to end. Crops failed in lands that had never seen the mountain. Entire regions starved without knowing why. Kings lost their thrones. Wars erupted over food that no longer grew. Priests begged gods who did not answer, all because one mountain decided to breathe. This wasn't just destruction. It was a message that no wall is thick enough, no empire strong enough, no god guaranteed to intervene. Nature does not negotiate, it deletes. This volcano proved that nature can erase a civilization in a heartbeat, and there is nothing humans can do to stop it. But that didn't stop other cultures from trying. Far from this buried city, another civilization sought the sky with terror. The Aztecs believed the world had already ended before, and that it would end again. They believed the sun itself could die, and they believed only one thing could keep it alive: blood. Click here to see the terrifying rituals they used to stop the apocalypse, and the price they paid to keep the sky from going dark forever.